Lorcats Vanilla Gaming. Mit der nächsten Runde Vampyr. Leider ist in der letzten Session wieder was schiefgegangen. Es ist echt furchtbar. Man kann in dem Spiel ja nicht zurückgehen, daher war nur ein kurzer Abschnitt, aber ich habe das Theater mit Doris Thatcher, die Quelle der Infektionsherde im Westend aufgesucht und in einem echt sehr schweren Bosskampf gegen Doris Thatcher auch sie besiegt und am Ende das Theater gereinigt und damit den Auftrag vom Ascalon Club erfüllt. Der Ascalon Club hat mich nun damit beauftragt, im nächsten Schritt ihr menschliches Mitglied, diesen alten tattrigen Kreis, zum Vampyr zu wandeln. Wir haben da auch ein paar Gespräche schon geführt gehabt in der letzten, leider nicht aufgezeichneten Session, wo es unter anderem uns Lady Ashbury davon abgeraten hat, ihn zu wandeln. Jetzt müssen wir mal gucken. Ja, vielleicht sammeln wir einfach ein paar Hinweise über ihn und dann entscheiden wir uns, in welche Richtung wir gehen. Es wird mit Sicherheit wieder 3 Optionen geben, wovon eine definitiv ist, ihn zu töten, die zweite, ihn zu wandeln. Das steht schon fest. Und die dritte hoffe ich irgendwie eine Zwischenlösung, die besser ist, weil töten geht nicht. Wir wollen ja einen No-Kill-Run machen, was wir immer noch können. Und wandeln scheint sehr nachteilig zu sein. Er ist auch die Stütze, und zwar geht es um Aloysius Dawson, die Stütze von Westend. Es gibt 2 Hinweise über ihn, die versuchen wir zu finden, bevor wir mit ihm sprechen. Zusätzlich hat sich hier im Hospital nach dem Sieg nach der Bereinigung vom Theater für Dr. Swansea ein neuer Dialog geöffnet. Da bin ich jetzt auch schon vor Ort und wollte gerade mit ihm sprechen, als ich feststelle, dass die Aufnahme leider nicht läuft. Aber viel verpasst habt ihr nicht, es war nur ein sehr anstrengender Bossfight und ein paar kleinere Zwischensequenzen, die ich euch eben erläutert habe vom Content. Und jetzt schauen wir mal, was Dr. Swansea von uns möchte.
What news, Jonathan? I've heard you've now joined the vampire elite of London.
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now. My. Things are moving quickly. I turn my back for a moment and away you go.
Have you seen Lady Ashbury recently?
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friends in the West End.
Just a courtesy visit, then?
Yes. And no. She was en route to the docks, I think. Following a lead concerning your maker.
Ja, sie ist weiter auf der Suche nach unserem Maker. Hat noch nichts herausgefunden. Was wir noch mitbekommen haben, ist, dass der Anführer des Ascalon Clubs, der Lord, wie hieß er, Redgrave, genau, scheinbar von niederer Abstammung ist und nicht von diesem Ritter abstammt. Deswegen müssen auch wir den Menschen wandeln und das macht nicht der Lord selber. Denn der Lord kann angeblich nur Skulls erzeugen und keine Ekons.
How's the situation at the Pembroke?
We're still holding out. Question is, for how long? What we really need is hope, Jonathan. Hope for a better tomorrow.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher, the actress. Thankfully, in the end, she was destroyed by fire.
Really? Oh, please, do tell me more.
Ja, es war irgendwie ein Skull, aber auch irgendwie nicht.
Doris was a heavily mutated skull. Almost a new breed entirely. It's as if the disease had completely altered her mind and body. Highly contagious.
As if the disease had taken control of her will?
Yes. Once a beautiful and brilliant woman, she became motivated by hate alone.
Oh, she was a beauty. I met her when she visited the hospital to cheer up the sick. Too bad the fire destroyed her. But it was probably for the best.
Aber definitiv.
Have you heard of similar cases?
No, I don't think so. Except, perhaps, it reminds me of an old report from the Brotherhood. Well, more an article, really.
What was it about?
The author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a skull he observed during the Black Death. The carrier was always female. Called them Icors.
Ein Ekon.
I'll come back later. Thank you, Edgar.
Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Das war's jetzt schon? Ah, okay. Ich dachte, wir erfahren hier ein bisschen mehr. Ja, dann gehen wir wieder zurück ins Westend. Kurzer Check. Jawohl. Nur kurz nochmal geschaut, ob die Aufnahme ja wirklich läuft. So. Das Westend. Das Westend. Dann machen wir den Marker hier weg. Genau, die Docks. Und wir könnten eigentlich, ja, wir können gleich direkt durchlaufen. Konnten wir nicht von da unten uns rüber teleportieren? Das würde doch deutlich abkürzen. Das geht jetzt nicht. Ja, da geht's. Wusste ich doch. Schnell zum Westend. Das ist ein dicker Gegner. Wer kämpft ihr mal gegeneinander? Wow! One-Hit! Das ist Lady Ashburys Anwesen. Ja, da können wir, glaube ich, direkt durch. Das haben wir mittlerweile freigeschaltet. Das Westend und wir sind zurück. Jetzt schauen wir noch mal kurz in den Ascalon Club rein. Haben wir noch irgendwas erfahren? Über unsere Zielperson. Schaut immer noch gleich verhaut aus. Keiner hat aufgeräumt.
For as long as I've been a member, I've never seen so few vampires attending the club nights.
Da steht die Lady.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
Geht halt nichts Neues zu erzählen. Sie wurde eingeladen, meinen Erfolg zu feiern, die Fletcher zu töten.
Understand.
Aloysius Dawson, das werden wir uns noch mal kurz
Aloysius
an.
Dawson.
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Das ist der Grund. Und dass er selber vermutlich, wie wir erfahren haben, das gar nicht machen könnte. Das hat uns nämlich die Lady erzählt.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you...
Über Lord Redgrave.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Was auch noch war, als wir die Schauspielerin besiegt hatten, kam die Bruderschaft an. Mit ihrem Anführer. Sie haben uns entkommen lassen, aber klar darauf hingewiesen, dass sie noch ein Wort mit uns sprechen wollen. So, dann gucken wir mal rüber ins andere Viertel vom Westend. Das mittlerweile für uns betretbar sein sollte. Aloysius Dawson, unser Ziel. 26 geht ja. Okay. Ja, jetzt nervt mich nicht. Oh, so. Achso, und was ich jetzt vergessen habe zu erwähnen, wir haben einen Säbel bekommen von der Dorothy Fletcher. Den hat sie sich als Waffe. Aber wir haben natürlich auch unser makelloses Beil, was mittlerweile in der höchsten Stufe aufgerüstet ist, als Vorbereitung zum Kampf. Wir haben eine Schrotflinte bekommen, auch mittlerweile auf der maximalen Stufe für den Kampf, und benutzen den Pflock als Ablenkung. Also üblicherweise, wenn ich so Standardkämpfe mache, habe ich Axt plus Pflock, und wenn ich einen Bossfight habe, nehme ich Axt und Schrotflinte, weil die echt extrem viel Schaden machen. Ja, sieht man. Der Schaden ist halt doch deutlich. Das Leben jetzt auch mal ein bisschen hoch gepusht. Mein Gott, was ist denn los? Mach die doch einfach kaputt. Oh, einfach weil der Boss halt im Bosskampf war, ist echt extrem. Ich habe bestimmt knapp 15 Mal versuchen müssen, bis ich einen Run hatte, der funktioniert hat. Weil sie so extrem viel Schaden gemacht hat und ich so wenig Leben hatte. Achso, da hätten wir seitlich auch rein können, okay. 29. Da muss ich wirklich aufpassen. Die machen bestimmt deutlich Schaden. Tja, schick. Läuft alles viel geschmeidiger jetzt mit ein bisschen mehr Leben, ein bisschen mehr Schaden. Schade, dass ihr das verpasst habt. Die Aufrüstung war echt hilfreich. So. Was haben wir denn da? Ah.
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Was haben wir hier? Eine dickflüssige, kräftige Blutprobe. Ah, die schaltet uns bestimmt wieder was frei. Level 30. Uiuiuiuiui. Ja, voll der Irrgarten, der da oben ist. Ein Unterschlupf, so wie es ausschaut.
This is despicable. There has been a fight here. I can see a blood trail. Left by one of the antagonists, perhaps?
Schau mal rein.
What a mess. Something terrible happened here. But what?
Ja. Ein neues Rezept freigeschaltet. Ein Unterschlupf. Wir müssen echt gegen diesen einen Vampir kämpfen. Level 30. Also eine vierte Person.
You Londoners are no match for me.
Als Schatten ist er ziemlich immun, brauchen wir gar nicht helfen. Der kann das zweimal hintereinander machen. Doch, kann ich. Ich kann das gewinnen. Zeig's dir. Zack. Gewonnen. Da ist auch eine Blutspur. Wie? Über den Keller? Können wir nicht einfach klopf, klopf, klopf und der lässt uns rein? Da ist ein Rad, kann man es drehen? Nee. Türe? Auch nichts. Die ist abgesperrt. Wir könnten da runter gehen. Und wir müssen auch da runter gehen. Was bist denn du? Ach, Level 32 ist halt immer witziger. Ja, mal kurz die Pumpgun aktivieren. Und dann machen wir mal Action. Wow! Nicht diese Aktion.
No one can hide from.
Der macht ordentlich Schaden. Der hält auch richtig was aus.
Die, newborn.
Boah, der hält echt viel aus.
For Ascalon.
Ach, der macht auch wieder so viel Schaden. Hey, das ist echt der Wahnsinn. Jetzt habe ich noch einen Schuss.
Die, newborn.
Den können wir jetzt wieder aktivieren. Wir haben keine Munition mehr. Ist das Gute an dem Stab, dass der jetzt schon so weit aufgerüstet ist. Der macht so viel Ausdauerschaden, dass man wieder locker saugen kann.
Ascalon.
Wow. Jetzt mal wieder hochheilen.
Give me your blood.
Tja, sind wir wieder fit.
Kneel, traitor. Die.
Na? Ah, aber der voll auf die Lüge. Oh. Man merkt, ohne Pumpgun ist dann der Schaden doch deutlich reduziert.
No one can hide from Ascalon.
Was ist jetzt da? Bin ich jetzt auf dem Desktop gelandet?
Kneel, traitor!
Da ist er down. Auch wieder schwieriger Kampf. Uiuiui. Aber nichts im Vergleich zu Doris Fetcher. Mehrere Wege. Ach, ist es da, wo wir herkommen sind? Verschmutzter Brief. Ich heiße Robert Testel. Wer immer diese Nachricht finden mag, bitte versucht sie mir zu helfen. Meine Tochter Louise ist vor einigen Wochen verschwunden. Zuletzt wurde sie in einer Bar in der Gegend gesehen. Nicht jener, in der sie als Kellnerin arbeitet, sondern in einer anderen, der Dancing Trout. 2 Zeugen sahen sie diesen Ort mit einem eleganten Unbekannten verlassen. Vielleicht einem Ausländer. Es gibt viele Gerüchte über Männer und Frauen, die in der Gegend verschwinden. Ich bin überzeugt, dass meine Louise entführt wurde und irgendwo in der Nähe gefangen gehalten wird. Ich weiß, dass die Polizei nicht helfen wird, da sie bereits wichtigere Dinge zu tun hat. Deshalb suche ich nun selbst nach meiner Louise. Wenn sie diesen Brief finden, konnte ich sie nicht retten. Meine Lucy ist ein gutes Mädchen und verdient es nicht, so zu sterben. Sie ist mittlerer Größe, hat dunkles Haar und eine Narbe auf der rechten Wange. Bitte suchen Sie nach ihr und bringen Sie für mich zu Ende. Gott segne Sie.
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
Okay, das ist der Weg zurück. Aha. Dann haben wir zum Beispiel einen der 3 Wege gefunden. Jetzt gibt es noch den und den. Gehen wir doch zuerst hier lang. Aber das ist... Ne, das geht weg. Oh, das ist Sackgasse, okay. Es gibt doch keine Sackgasse, wo gar nichts ist in dem Spiel, oder? Wobei doch, ich habe schon ein Haus gefunden, wo auch nichts war. Also wirklich gar nichts. Da war ich gefühlt die 5-mal drin und es ist immer noch nichts. Eine Tür, die versperrt ist. Und wieder Hebel. Aha. 3 Stück. Drei Hebel. Aha. Grün. Oh, wow. Weiß nicht, was ich tun soll. Das ist zu viel, die werden mich killen. Okay, das war gut. Einer weniger. Puh. Jetzt hatte ich doch kurz Angst. Aber das hat irgendwie nicht so viel gebracht. Jetzt sind wir einmal im Kreis laufen. Und was macht jetzt der letzte hier mit? Ja, ist das Wasser wieder ab. Aber jetzt können wir vielleicht hier rüber. Und runter. Genau. Wir könnten runter. Nach oben. Auch nicht. Hier muss schon irgendwie nach unten sein. Kann man das Wasser nochmal ablassen vielleicht? Ne, das zwingt wieder hoch. Jetzt haben wir am tiefsten Stand. Tiefer geht nicht. Also wenn wir jetzt hier Gegner begegnen, dann verstehe ich es nicht, weil hier war gerade alles geflutet. Aha.
I have this thirst for blood.
Das klingt so, als würden wir auf der richtigen Fährte sein. Es gibt wieder mehrere Wege. Verdammt. Eine gewöhnliche Axt. Die Frage ist, ob die Axt jetzt besser ist, wie die Axt, die ich schon habe. Jetzt nicht raus. So, nach oben oder unten? Ja, erstmal unten.
Are you from Ascalon? I don't care!
Let me go, you bastard!
Der hat Blutresistenz ganz stark, aber nicht Schatten.
Disgusting! Oh! Vampires will never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Let me go, you bastard!
Jetzt habe ich dich.
How long are you gonna keep me locked
Kürzlich geführtes Tagebuch. Ich habe eine strapaziöse Reise aus Manchester hinter mir und bin gerade in London angekommen. Die Stadt wirkt traurig und verzweifelt. Hier wird es nicht schwer, eine Frau zu finden, die dem Tod entrinnen will. Ich kann es gar nicht erwarten, meine Nachforschungen zu beginnen. Schon bald bin ich keine Jungfrau mehr. Die Zelle ist vorbereitet, jetzt muss ich nur die richtige Kandidatin finden, sie hineinschaffen. Es wird eine schöne und einfühlsame Frau mit sonnigem Gemüt sein. Ich habe meine Überzeugungskünste bereits an einigen Frauen ausprobiert und sie haben gewirkt, jedenfalls meistens. Aber meine zukünftige Braut soll nicht unterwürfig sein. Ich werde meine Macht nur einsetzen, um sie herzubringen. Dann werde ich ihr mein Vorhaben erklären und sie einwilligen lassen. Das ist wichtig. Meine Lady soll aus eigenem Willen meine Frau für die Ewigkeit werden. Ich glaube, ich habe die perfekte Partnerin gefunden. Ihr Name ist Louise. Sie ist Kellnerin in einem Wirtshaus und ziemlich bezaubernd. Ich liebe es, wie sie in dieser Bar die Drinks serviert. Unverwüstlich und stolz. Ich bin sicher, sie wird mein Angebot annehmen, sobald sie mein ist. Sobald das Vampirblut ihre Metamorphose herbeigeführt hat, wird ihr Gesicht verheilen und ihre Narben werden verschwinden. Dann wird sie die makellose Schönheit sein, die momentan nur ich sehe. Ich verstehe es nicht. Louise verweigert sich meinem Angebot. Warum nur? Ich habe ihr versprochen, dass ich sie zu nie etwas zwingen würde. Vielleicht lasse ich sie etwas hungern. Dann wird sie verstehen, dass ich ihre einzige Wahl bin. So viel zu freiwillig. Dankeschön. Hey Louise.
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Na gut. Du bist krank. Ich würde dich gern heilen, aber...
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again.
Ja, wieder mal ihn befreit. Nachdem schon einer gestorben ist, darf man nicht befreit haben. Gut, und jetzt nach oben. Noch ein bisschen Ratten essen. Wenn es hier Ratten gibt, kommt wahrscheinlich jemand ein Bossfight.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
Auf geht's. Aloysius Dawsons Anwesen. Verstehe ich bis jetzt noch nicht, warum man da halt einfach reingehen kann. Ja, betritt das Anwesen. Anscheinend sind wir drin. Ah, wir sind in einem befriedeten Stadtteil gelandet. Wir sind jetzt hier. Da müssen wir hier die Tür wahrscheinlich mal unlocken. Das machen wir besser gleich. Nur noch andere Richtung. Weil durch die Tunnel müssen wir jetzt nicht unbedingt nochmal durch. Und eigentlich müssten die Stadtteile doch relativ gut verbunden sein. Na, also... Jetzt werden wir hier mal noch ein bisschen mit den Leuten reden, gell? Und da sind wir, glaube ich, gekommen, ja? Nee. Ja doch, von da sind wir runter. Raufgekommen, besser gesagt, nicht runter. Immer schön alles plündern. Unterschlupf auf Bodenebene mit einem Skull davor.
This is despicable.
Das klingt komisch. Der kommt mir bekannt vor. Jawohl. Sehr schön, haben wir die Pumpgun wieder aufgefüllt. Das ist wichtig für den nächsten Bossfight, wenn er kommt. Aber macht halt doch ordentlich Schaden, das Teil. Und wenn wir jetzt schon gegen Level 30 Gegner kämpfen. Puh, das wäre echt so viel einfacher, wenn wir ein paar Rädchen aussaugen würden. Was macht ihr da? Gleich schon laufen? Hey.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Erzähl mir mal ein bisschen was über dich.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
Ja, natürlich.
I know we are not living in the most peaceful of times, but I have learned to appreciate London's complexity.
Yes, me too. This city tests us. It invites us to find ourselves, to discover our true nature scattered throughout its dark streets.
But what if we don't like what we find?
Do we ever know who we are? I wonder sometimes. Or maybe it is the journey to find out who we are that changes us.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
Was?
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Wird nicht einfach werden.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
Klingt schräg.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Das ist also dein Bruder.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
Bist du krank? Na, wir warten noch mal kurz schauen dann.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
Wen?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
Ja, natürlich.
I still enjoy living in London, no matter how difficult it can be sometimes.
Then I am sincerely happy for you. True happiness in life seems to be the most difficult goal to reach these days.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
Ich weiß, sind Zwillinge, ja?
Who are you waiting for exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you're not in your place? That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
Das stimmt wohl. Trotzdem seid ihr jetzt bei echt komisch.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Mit deinem Bruder habe
Goodbye
ich
for now,
geredet.
Mr. Baker.
Aber ich habe mir einen Hinweis für ihn freigeschalten.
Good evening.
Ah.
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
Wieso sagst du Mortals?
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Ja, hast du irgendwas geraucht, oder? Das gibt's ja nicht.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Wenigstens bei Alexand. Ach, das ist ja noch jemand.
The Spanish flu is not the only... Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
Sind wir so ehrlich? Ja, warum
I
nicht?
work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Immer.
What are you investigating exactly?
Mr. Kimura has been murdered. Always the same injuries. Wounds to the neck and massive blood loss. I'll stick to my homicidal maniac theory.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
Ja.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Ja, ja, du glaubst es. Hast du noch keinen Vampir getroffen?
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Deswegen die Reichen decken.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange, which requires police attention?
Nö.
No, I've noticed nothing odd.
All right. But keep your eyes open, though.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Ja, so könnte man das auch
Do you
bezeichnen.
know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just one phone call.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon. The Spanish flu is not the only hidden
Oh,
killer.
der ist,
Doc,
Do you need medical
der ist ja
attention?
quasi
I'm afraid I may have caught
verarztungswürdig.
something. I don't feel too well.
Da.
You'll quickly feel better after taking this.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I really appreciate it.
Have fun.
Good.
The Spanish flu is not the only hidden killer around here.
Die beiden machen echt alles gleichzeitig. Das ist echt geil. Wen haben wir denn hier?
Good evening, Miss
Dr.
Price.
Reed.
I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember me?
Dr. Reed? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Sagt mir nichts. Ist aber auch gesund.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
Erste Hilfe.
What can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
Ja, die Wache von
Have you
Priven.
no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this camellia may be.
Sie hat Gedichte, Mann.
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Do you ever think about getting married now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Sorry, Mama. Ob du uns was verraten kannst?
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes, a very strange man, not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books, and then laughed at what we showed him.
Goodbye, Carol.
Der hat wahrscheinlich andere
Good
Bücher
morning.
gesucht.
Good evening, sir.
It's locked.
You can stay a little longer this time.
Grüß dich.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Eine Händlerin. Erstmal gucken, bist du krank? Nein.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Stimmt.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Flirtest du mit mir oder was?
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
Aha. Bin nicht überzeugt.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now, but she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
Ja, Vorsicht schadet doch nicht.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price. Especially in these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Aha. Nee. Sag mir mal lieber, ob du was von Aloysius weißt.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Da haben wir doch was rausgefunden.
May I look at your goods, Miss Price?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. Take all the time you need.
Nächsten. Aluminiumteile. Hier haben wir keine mehr. Haben wir was zum Verkaufen? Einen echten Haufen Kram. F. Oh, wie kann man das nur so machen? Ui, ja, da drücken wir ganz oft. Manchmal, wenn ich draufbleiben können wir echt gut. Haben wir da einen Ring? Zigaretten. Die wollten die Pipen noch. Haben wir jetzt eigentlich einen Hinweis über dich gefunden?
Good evening.
My mother...
Nee.
Goodbye.
I am sorry, I can't help you, sir. Perhaps you should talk with someone else.
Das war der untere Teil, wo wir hochkommen sind, der Shop. Wo geht's dahin? Level 30. Er hat mich gelehnt.
Lord, give us strength. Crawl back to the house.
Du nicht.
Is there the power of the Lord? There's one of them vermin.
Die finde ich so schön einfach, wenn man mal hinkommt an sie. Ah, Aluminiumteile. Da ist nochmal ein Unterschlupf. Ist aber nicht der gleiche, oder? Doch. Haben wir jetzt eigentlich alle gesprochen? Der ist tot. Die haben wir unten gerettet. Die kennen wir noch nicht. Die oder den? Sonst haben wir jetzt alle angetroffen. Das heißt, es fehlt wirklich bloß noch der hier. Wir müssen noch was über Aloysius rausfinden. Wir haben erst einen Hinweis. Was gibt's hier? Aber eine Tür. Mal kurz die Karte anschauen, wo sind wir denn? Ach, das ist von Whitechapel rüber. Okay, gut. ganzen Prozess mit, ja.
Back in the grind,
Hallo. Noch eine Bleiplatte, sehr gut. Sonst gibt's hier nichts. Nur ein paar Wachen, also das war echt überschaubar. Aber andere Stadtteile tatsächlich deutlich gefährlicher. Hier sind nur die hohen Level. Tückisch, aber sonst. Betritt das Anwesen von Aloysius Dawson. Ist das Anwesen? Wie kommt man da rein? Schaut eher aus wie ein Curry. Das ist doch das, wo wir raufkommen. So. Wenn es zufällig in der Quelle ist. Wer ist jetzt da? Ah, der Unbekannte.
Perhaps London will survive.
Aha. Ah, das war
But I see terrible trials awaiting.
ein Hellseher. Haha, geil. Na dann erzähl mir mal was.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Stimmt. Krank? Nein.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Oh, I can tell you many things. But they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Ist der komische Kauz.
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Ein Vampir?
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
Das müssen wir unbedingt lesen.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Und ja, genau, lassen wir uns mal die Karten
Can you read
legen.
the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Was?
Here is the money.
The Joker. A woman bent to obey and debase herself. A cruel gaze in the dark. A monster laughing at you.
Was? Ach, kann der uns Hinweise zu den einzelnen Leuten geben, oder wie?
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this, young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
Altes Blut.
I would rather not know. How do you measure the...
I told you.
Is it possible...
Hatten wir das schon.
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She was no longer the sister I knew. She had changed. Hateful and bitter. She was determined to destroy our entire family.
She returned as a force of evil, Jonathan. In putting an end to her misery, you also protected many innocent souls.
Erzähl mir mal was über die Bruderschaft. Die ist jetzt 2 Hansel. Kann ja nicht sein.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
Also ähnlich wie der andere Haufen, die Wache von Priwen. Na dann, wer ist Aloysius Dawson? Erzähl mir was.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Okay, wir haben den zweiten Hinweis. Sehr gut.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible trials awaiting in the future.
Lustige Geräusche. Da kann man bestimmt irgendwas machen mit. Das Anwesen. Die Frage, wo das Anwesen ist von ihm.
It's locked, all
Es muss
right.
dieses Haus sein. Ja, noch ein Hinweis über die Ladenbesitzerin kriegt. Hallo, Alter.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Aber nichts, was uns hier was freischaltet.
Dr. Reed, I am glad.
Ja, ja. Warte mal, ja, finde einen Weg. Ah, muss das hier hin? Oder das da? Schauen wir mal. Da ums Eck quasi. Da ist auch ein Anwesen. Das klingt doch gut. Da gibt's nichts. Dann schauen wir mal rein. Hallo. Wir haben das Anwesen gefunden. Wir haben auch beide Hinweise. Und kennen jetzt auch alle Bürger Londons, die uns zur Verfügung stehen.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Nö, eigentlich nicht. Also was heißt, geht nicht um bereit, geht um nicht wollen. Immer schön alle beklauen. So ist gut, Jonathan. Es gibt unten und es gibt oben. Zeitungsartikel. Hinrichtung des John Francis Sparrow. John Francis Sparrow am 21 wurde heute Morgen in Haftanstalt von Pentonville gehängt. Mr. Sparrow wurde zum Tode verurteilt, nachdem man ihn des Mordes an seiner Schwester für schuldig befunden hatte. Bis zum Schluss beharrte der Mann auf seiner Unschuld. Vor Gericht wurde nicht ein einziger formeller Beweis für seine Anwesenheit am Tatort vorgelegt, aber er wurde trotzdem zu Tode verurteilt und hingerichtet. Scotland Yard weigerte sich, den Fall neu aufzurollen, trotz vieler Lücken im Ablauf der Ereignisse, die letztlich zu Miss Sparrows Tod geführten. Charles Albright, der die Untersuchung für Scotland Yard durchführte, wollte keine unserer Fragen beantworten. Aber vor 3 Wochen wurde er ohne offizielle Begründung degradiert. Welch seltsame Art, eine effiziente Untersuchung zu belohnen.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Oh, wie er so schick geredet oder so. Ja, irgendwo was. So ein schickes Häuschen. Ja, gerade was. Eine Interaktionsmöglichkeit, oder?
It's locked, all right.
Also da kommt man unten quasi auch in die gleiche Etage gehen. Genau, das wäre die Tür gewesen. Lieber mal alles aufmachen, weil wir einen schnellen Rückzugsweg brauchen. Ich habe ihn gerade sitzen sehen.
It's locked.
So. Dann gucken wir mal rein zu ihm.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Keine Eile.
So I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold, so cold.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
Wir fragen jetzt einfach mal aus.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Wir die Armen isolieren.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
Ja, 2 Gefängnisse, so sieht's aus.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Ja.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
Okay.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Was machen? Verwandeln? Also Aussagen, keine Option. Verwandeln. Ich will ihn nicht zum Vampir machen. Wir können ihn in den Bann ziehen, da wir beide Hinweise von ihm gefunden haben.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
Ist er jetzt tot, oder was? Das wird schlecht für den Distrikt sein, er war die Stütze. Na toll. Na gut. Wäre verwandeln vielleicht doch die bessere Option gewesen.
It's locked, all right.
Ah nee, der war echt crazy drauf, der mit seiner Mauer. Oh, was ist hier? Lord Redgrave.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Okay.
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door.
Das klingt aber nicht nett. Das ist leicht erbost, Lord Redgrave. Aber sein wichtigster Unterstützer ist gerade quasi tot. Ha. Oh, wer bist denn du? Ui, was machst denn du hier?
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
Okay.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Aber mir hast du es nicht beantwortet. Frechheit.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Oh, aufs Krankenhaus.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Oh, die hatte ich.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
Okay. Ja gut, du bist alt, gell? Ja.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skal, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well, and he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
Aber das Krankenhaus wird angegriffen.
No time to lose then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Tell her we need to talk.
In the end, is this not what we all need? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
Whoa, kann man
You
das
better
machen?
go now to the Pembroke Hospital.
Da ist gleich der Unterschlupf. Super. Ja, da haben wir ja doch einiges jetzt rausgefunden und wir sind anscheinend nicht mehr im Club Ascalon. Aber was soll's. Jetzt sind wir im nächsten Kapitel angelangt und müssen das Hospital und Dr. Swansea verteidigen. Ich bin gespannt. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis demnächst.